We'd better get him to a hospital.
Why?
He's lost a lot of blood. He needs a transfusion.
Well, we'll give it.
Here's great news about two wonderful Baraxo hand cleaning products. First, Baraxo powdered hand soap in a new plastic decorator container.
Today marks my first State of the Union address to you, a constitutional duty as old as our republic itself. President Washington began this tradition in 1790 after reminding the nation that the destiny of self-government and the preservation of the sacred fire of liberty is finally staked on the experiment entrusted to the hands of the American people.
The failing Soviet economy in 1985. Glasnost and Perestroika failed to reform the Soviet Union, but uncovered the inherent flaws in the Soviet command economy and discredited the entire political system. Soviet citizens no longer trusted old institutions that were revealed to be corrupt and wasteful, and turned to nationalist leaders for stability and assurance. Prior to Gorbachev's rule, many industries lied about their production rates to give the government the illusion that they were fulfilling their mandatory production quotas. On February 25, 1986, Gorbachev called for Glasnost to stop this dishonesty and discover the underlying problems surrounding the Soviet economy. He pardoned exiled political dissidents, abolishing the stigma against public discourse previously inherent to Soviet communism. Russia became a sovereign nation on June 12, 1990, with the Russian Supreme Soviet electing Boris Yeltsin as its leader.
So after World War II, the US and the USSR were the only two nations with any power left. The United States was a lot stronger. We had atomic weapons, for starters, and also the Soviets had lost 20 million people in the war, and they were led by a sociopathic, mustachioed Joseph Stalin. Meanwhile, Germany was experiencing the First Berlin Crisis. At the end of the war, Germany was divided into East and West, and even though the capital, Berlin, was entirely in the East, it was also divided into East and West. This meant that West Berlin was dependent on shipments of goods from West Germany through East Germany.
1989 was the year that communism died, but not in China. Millions of students and residents of Beijing crowded into Tiananmen Square.
The internet actually got its start over 50 years ago, and computers back then filled up entire rooms. Scientists and researchers used it for years to communicate during the Cold War. It was useful because if one computer went down, the others wouldn't follow.